You're sitting on the couch, scrolling your phone, relaxed. Nothing urgent, just a quiet evening. And then your dog does something strange. He climbs between you and the screen, or pushes his nose under your hand so firmly the phone nearly drops, or he just stops and stares at you, with an expression you can only describe as wounded. You've probably laughed it off, told yourself he's just being dramatic. He wants attention, that's all it is. But what if it wasn't drama? What if in that exact moment, your dog was feeling something that scientists once insisted only humans could feel? In 2014, researchers at UC San Diego set out to answer one of the most quietly debated questions in animal psychology. Do dogs get jealous? And what they found, published in PLOS One, changed the conversation completely. Most people fall into one of two camps. Camp 1, of course dogs get jealous. I've seen it, I've lived it, my dog does it every single day. Camp 2, dogs don't have complex emotions. What looks like jealousy is just conditioned behavior, attention seeking, a trained response, nothing more. For years, Camp 2 had the scientists on their side. Jealousy was considered too sophisticated, too distinctly human to exist in animals. It was thought to require self-awareness, the ability to imagine a rival, to understand what you might lose, things we assumed dogs simply couldn't do. Then someone actually tested it, and the results stopped people in both camps cold. Because the experiment they designed wasn't what anyone expected, and neither was what the dogs did. Christine Harris was a psychology professor at UC San Diego. She had spent years studying jealousy in humans, what triggers it, what it protects, why it exists at all. Then her 3 border collies started behaving strangely around each other, and she decided to test it scientifically. She and her student Caroline Prouvost adapted a test originally designed for 6-month-old human infants. 36 dogs, filmed in their own homes, without their knowledge, to keep behavior natural. Owners were asked to do 3 things: show affection to an animated stuffed dog, one that barked, wagged its tail, and whined; show affection to a Halloween jack-o'-lantern; and read a children's book out loud, ignoring their dog entirely. What happened next was remarkable. When owners turned their attention to the stuffed dog, over 75% of real dogs physically pushed between them. They nudged the fake dog. They snapped at it. They pressed their bodies against their owners. They sought eye contact, constantly, urgently. They demanded to be seen. But when the owner paid attention to the pumpkin, almost nothing. The book? Almost nothing. Only the rival, only the thing that looked like it might take their person away, triggered the response. Harris concluded that the dogs weren't just seeking attention, they were trying to break up the connection, they were protecting something. But here's what that study couldn't answer. Was this actually jealousy in the brain? Or just a behavioral pattern? Just a trained reflex dressed up in emotion? For that, scientists needed to go deeper. Literally, they needed to look inside the brain. And what they found there settled the debate permanently. In 2018, researcher Peter Cook and his team placed dogs inside fMRI brain scanners. They showed the dogs their owners interacting with a realistic fake rival. And the scans showed something that stopped the scientific community in its tracks. The same brain regions that activate in human jealousy lit up in the dog's brain, not metaphorically similar, structurally similar, the same ancient architecture, the same circuitry. Meanwhile, at the University of Vienna, researcher Friederike Range ran a different kind of experiment. 2 dogs, side by side, both given the same task. One rewarded, one not. The unrewarded dog didn't just keep trying. It stopped. It looked away. It showed every behavioral marker of distress at being treated unequally. Dogs don't just notice when you love something else. They notice when the scales aren't fair. Scientific American, reviewing the cumulative research in 2024, called jealousy in dogs a primordial emotion, one that evolved long before humans ever named it. But why? Why would jealousy evolve in a dog at all? That question and its answer is the most important thing in this entire conversation, and I've been saving it for right now. Think about the last time you held someone else's dog, or gave attention to a friend's pet while yours watched from across the room. Or if you have children, think about the first time you brought a new baby home. Dog owners describe the same moment, again and again. The dog who had been calm for years suddenly needed to be in every room, had to be touching you, sat between you and the bassinet, not aggressively, just there, insisting, in the only language available to him, "Don't forget me." One owner described her dog sitting beside the new baby every single night for a month, not barking, not growling, just present, like he was reminding the universe that he had been there first, and that he intended to stay. What that dog was feeling has a name now. And the reason he felt it goes back further than either of them, because jealousy in dogs didn't appear by accident. It evolved for a reason that when you understand it makes the emotion feel completely different. Here's what the research reveals. Christine Harris put it directly. Jealousy evolved to protect social bonds from interlopers. Charles Darwin, 150 years before the UC San Diego study, observed jealousy in dogs and proposed the same thing. Dogs are social animals. They evolved alongside humans for more than 15,000 years. In that time, the bond with their human became the most important resource in their world. More important than food in the long run. More important than territory. The human was safety, the human was survival, and any threat to that bond, any rival, any distraction, anything that seemed to compete triggered the same ancient alarm system it triggers in us. The more bonded the dog, Harris found, the stronger the response. Jealousy isn't your dog being dramatic. Jealousy is your dog's brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, protecting the most important relationship in his life, which, in case you needed reminding, is the one he has with you. Here's the reframe that changes everything. When your dog pushes his nose under your hand while you're scrolling, that isn't bad behavior. That's an ancient alarm system saying, "I see something competing for the most important thing in my world, and I need you to know I'm still here." When your dog wedges himself between you and a guest, he isn't being possessive in some simple, dismissible way. He's protecting something he has loved since the day he came home with you. When your dog acts wounded after you pay attention to another animal, he isn't being dramatic. He's being honest. More honest, some might argue, than most of us manage to be. There's one thing worth knowing. Most jealousy in dogs is harmless. Touching, even. Pushing between you and your phone, pawing at your leg, that soft, persistent presence that says, "Don't forget me." But jealousy can become stress, especially during major life changes, a new baby, a new pet, a new person moving into the home. If what you're seeing shifts from attention-seeking toward real aggression at arrival, not just toward you, but at the other animal or person that deserves attention, the answer isn't punishment. Research consistently shows punishment increases anxiety and makes the behavior worse. What helps is simpler. Keep his world stable. Give him time that belongs only to him. Remind him regularly, consistently, that he has not been replaced, because he hasn't, and he needs to know that. Your dog can't say, "I'm afraid you love something else more than me." He can't say, "I need you to look at me the way you used to." He can't say, "I just want to know I still matter." But he can push his nose under your hand. He can sit between you and the world. He can look at you with those eyes that somehow always say everything he doesn't have words for. That's not drama. That's devotion. Wearing the only face it knows how to wear. So, do dogs get jealous? Here is what the science actually says. Yes, dogs feel jealousy. The UC San Diego study, published in PLOS One, was the first experimental proof. Over 75% of dogs physically intervened when their owner showed affection to a rival, not to a pumpkin, not to a book, only to something that looked like it might take their person away, and the brain imaging confirmed it. The same regions that activate in human jealousy activate in dogs. Not metaphor, biology. Yes, and they feel it because of the bond. Jealousy in dogs evolved for exactly the same reason it evolved in us, to protect the relationships that matter most. Darwin observed it. Modern neuroscience confirmed it. Your dog isn't being dramatic. He's protecting the most important relationship in his life, which is the one he has with you. And yes, what looks like jealousy is actually something more. It is proof of attachment. Evidence of a bond so deep that the thought of losing even a fraction of it activates something ancient and real in the brain of the animal who has loved you quietly, completely, and without condition every day since the moment he came home. Next time your dog pushes between you and your phone, put it down, just for a moment. Look at him, because what he's doing isn't asking for attention, he's asking a question, and the answer he needs is the one only you can give. Does your dog do this? Tell me what he does in the comments. I genuinely want to know. And if you've ever wondered whether your dog actually misses you when you leave the science on, that will surprise you even more. That video is next, link right here. Subscribe, because every week I explain what your dog is trying to tell you.